Good morning. I just like to clear out the energy a little bit. I tried to post, I don't know how many times already on TikTok, and it keeps booting me out, so. We have a little bit of clarity here. I'm just gonna post some motivation cards, a little self-care. Can't be on too long. I tried to mess with it all day. And, sorry, I'm eating my mango. I dehydrate it for my teas and stuff, and that's one of the new ones I'm doing. So, good morning, Anthony. Did you see my teas? Did you see my video on my teas? You don't even know what you're missing. They're so good. Well, I guess it's afternoon. Oh, it's barely afternoon here, too. I've been trying all morning to get on here. Thanks for the flower. I need a little flower in my life. Good morning, Shy Girl and Taylor. I'm just going to pull a couple self-care. Sorry, I'm chewing on my mango. I dehydrate it. It's for one of my new teas. I decided to keep a couple pieces for me, so. Lit up donut. What does that mean? I really don't know what any of that means, but I like the idea of a donut. I'm so down with that. A donut with my tea. Thanks, sweetie. I appreciate that. I was posting about it before I pull some cards, just because I have them out already. These are my teas that I've been making, and they're all naturally, locally sourced herbs, and some of them fruits, and a little bit of fruits and spices and herbs, but they're all locally sourced. Most of them I dried myself to make sure they were as good as it gets, and yeah, I'm pretty excited about them. I posted on my Facebook too, so I'm selling them, and I believe I can ship anywhere in Canada. It's about $15. I don't make enough money to pay for shipping. However, if you do order over $100, I will cover it. I'm trying to be fair because I know shipping sucks, but I know I had to pay for the shipping of some of the herbs. Was just nuts, but that's what we do. We do what we can. So anyways, the first one was the helping hand. So this one's for when you're sick. Chamomile, lemon, ginger, turmeric, calendula, all good things that help boost your immune system and really, really do a lot of the work to help your immune system kick in. And then I have them with the honey added. So the honey's already added. You just add it to your tea infuser, and that helps a lot with kids, especially when they're struggling to, you know, maybe they don't like hot tea so much, but it's good, nice and sweet. It's really, really wonderful. That was 12:21 on the clock when I was talking about that, so that's really good. And then, of course, that one was the warm apple pie, which is so, so good. I have the apple cinnamon one, and then this one for bedtime is your sleepy time, and that's lavender, chamomile, jasmine, and some forget-me-nots, just because I love them. And then I have green tea with ginger. What's the other one? Oh, the morning zest. Zesty morning citrus, and that's jasmine and orange, and they smell so good. They taste so good. They're absolutely worth giving a try, because I promise there's been enough love and research and time and effort put into them that once you try them, you're not going to want to go back. So I'm going to start today with some gratitude, because along our self-care journey, we can't become professionals at loving ourselves until we understand what we have to be grateful for. And gratitude is the first step in any kind of self-care journey. So I don't have a lot of room, and I don't have as much time either today, because I've been fighting TikTok all morning. It kept kicking me off. I know that's part to do with the retrogrades and stuff. It's a whole thing. So I don't really struggle. I don't really get upset with it. However, sometimes it makes my eye twitch a time or two. And that's okay. I just have to breathe it out, clear the energy, and continue on. So, well, that was a little 1, 2, 3. Okay. They weren't messing around. I got 3 right off the hop. Patience is in the living, and that quote is by Claudia Rankine. Today, just remember, the moment between waves is an opportunity to notice exactly where you are. Sometimes we're so busy rushing to get ahead or trying to find our way to the end point that we don't actually stop to think about the journey or recognize how far we've come, which is, believe it or not, it's a pretty hard thing to realize. Good morning. Thank you for the follow. That was sweet. When we don't recognize how far we come, how can we be grateful for things? And it's like one of those vicious cycles. And when you're trapped in, once I get there, once I do this, once I do that, then you really take away from stopping to smell the roses and literally having that moment like, wait a minute, in this moment right here, right now, I'm safe, I'm okay, I'm happy, nothing is bothering me. I have a long way to go, we all do, but as we're going there, when we stop and really kind of pat ourselves on the back, you have to recognize not everybody's going to do that, and that doesn't make it any less valid, and it doesn't make you any less valid or your worth any less. But what happens is when you realize that you can celebrate yourself, sometimes for even the smallest of things, people can't take that from you. They can busy it out of you, they can distract you, they can do all of the things to make you question what you're doing, if it's even worth it. And it can happen when we can all get off track very quickly. And it's about finding that balance and understanding that life happens. So as we're lifing, when we start to feel out of balance, once we understand that we can come back to our center and ourselves and find the things that we truly do love about ourselves, we can be grateful for them. And every single day when you say, God, thank you, and God, universe, whatever it is, the higher power that you believe in. I don't get into the religious battles. I believe in universal law, and that outranks any of them. And I'm about uniting, not separating, or some hierarchy, or some thing that makes something or someone better than others, because we're all the same. We're just all at different stages. And when we look at it like that and get rid of the cultures and not get rid of them, we got to understand them and respect them, but don't allow them to be barriers that stop us from being human beings at the end of the day. And understanding that we all just want to love and be loved. And when we get to that point, we can find compromise in just about anything. And it's a lot easier to see the other side of the coin. And when we get to that point, that's when change really truly begins. It begins in here. And when we start in here, that's when the outer world starts to reflect back. And it starts to be pretty exciting. Like, my things, no matter how good, bad, or ugly they are, and I share it all. And I do that for myself, because I'll be able to look back. But also for that one or two that tend to slip through the cracks, and people forget about, or people think that nobody understands. Man, I've been through the ringer time and time again. I'm still going through the ringer. But I'm not going to let it stop me, because I know that God has my back, and He's never going to let me fall when all I'm trying to do is treat people with kindness and show them ways to love themselves and just get curious on ways that we can be better. So I have no fear. And when you survive all the shit that I've survived, fear is kind of just, it becomes a joke at that point. When you survive all that stuff and you overcome it, and you can still find a way to move forward with love and understanding and compassion for all of the things, the people, the places, the things that have happened, you become this kind of person that, doesn't matter what you did 10 minutes ago. What matters is in this moment. Do you think you can do better? And are you going to make that effort? It's about trying to make a change. So that's why I'm here. I know I'm just sharing some of my changes as I go. And I'm excited about the tea because I put a lot of heart and soul into it. Of course, I have my artwork and stuff, but the teas are really special and they really can be helped healing. And I can't tell you how much love I poured into them. And every day, even still when they're sitting there, thank you for the service you're going to provide for the people that when they do purchase them. I'm telling you, the love in the things that I put in can actually be felt when you're drinking them. It's a good thing. So I have another one here, and it is reflection. I've loved the stars too truly to be fearful of the night. That's funny, I was just talking about fear. Send compassionate energy toward a person who has hurt you in the past. Your wounds are the greatest point of your growth. If you don't know bad, how do you know good? If you don't know, the highs, how do you understand when you're low? Like, everything's a spectrum, but there's a balance to it, and we have to see both sides of the coin to understand all sides of the coin, because there's never just two sides. But it's easier to see all the other signs and all the other versions, and that's what's so important. And then this one, I like this place and could willingly waste my time in it. You are not your schedule. Give thanks for the being that lives in you, beneath the trappings of your life. You are alive, and this is a gift. And it's something we need to say thank you for every day. Because if you think about it, every single breath you take in, you have an opportunity to change your mind, to change your thought process. And yes, it takes time, it takes practice, and it can be frustrating, and we're not always going to be, ooh, the world is amazing, and blah, 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 and everything's perfect. Shit's going to happen, life's going to happen, and we're going to sit there, and we're going to get mad, and then we're going to get frustrated. And it's okay, because you're allowed to feel those feelings. What's not okay is when you start hurting other people because of it, or spewing poison out into the world. But when you feel those feelings and you can process them and validate them for yourself and not wait on somebody else, then you start to really get to know yourself. And that's when you can start trusting your gut and your intuition and all those wonderful things that the universe gives to you, the gifts you were born with that allow you to guide your way through life to your highest, best ability. Good morning, Layla. And then what happens when this domestic life grows suspect? What have you grown tired of in your life? Where do you feel bored? What if these sensations were opportunities to reimagine the roles you're playing? And that's the thing, everything's a path, but one path is going to branch out here, 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 here. And, you don't have to stay stuck to one thing. You're allowed to change your mind. You're allowed to learn what you learn and then move on to something else. That's the best thing we can ever gift ourselves with. When we understand I've learned all that I can learn in this position, in this situation, in this place, in this time. Thank you for all of the lessons and all the wonderful things that I've learned. And then you move on to somewhere else. An exciting new beginning, an exciting journey where you can learn something else and share what you've learned along the way. I mean, what more could you be thankful for, right? Like, it's something that can help others and can help yourself, and then you start to meet people that excel in the places maybe you're not as strong. And when those people come in and you can learn from each other and share your gifts, that's when we really truly begin to unite and lift each other up and truly help each other in ways that are not draining to us and that feel good and actually help boost us and really truly show us what there is to be grateful for. So praise, flow, and change. Night, praise, flow, and change. Night and the pulse of day. That was a hard one to read, sorry. When you walk through your home today, thank each and every corner of the space for all its silent witnessing of who you are. And then fall 7 times and stand up 8. That's a Japanese proverb, and I might be a professional at that at this point. Good morning, Mama. Sorry, I can have some of my tea. And I don't just make my tea, I don't just sell them, I drink them all the time, so I wouldn't sell something that I wouldn't drink myself and don't love to drink. I can't even stop drinking them. I probably need to start drinking more water and less tea, but have to test when I make it and make sure it tastes good. So it's quality assurance. Alright, so reflect on your ups and downs over time. It has been quite a journey. What can you offer to others today as they move through these same matters? And I think that was the biggest point of it, was to take that moment to reflect how far you've come. Because no matter what, at the end of the day, even if it's only a small step, when you look behind you, that small step actually ends up being like 10,000 small steps. And all of a sudden you're 10 miles away, you're a whole continent away. You don't even know what happened. And it's just in how you view it, and especially how often we really take the time to look back and see how far we come. By the time we actually do, we've usually come a pretty far away, which is actually kind of exciting when you think about it, because we work hard, harder than most people give us credit for. Most people don't even notice because they're too busy life in their own lives, and that's okay. But when we start to notice it and we start celebrating ourselves, we also teach other people how to do that. We're empowering other people how to love themselves and give them, reparent those children that never quite got all the love and 1, 2, 3, 4 on the clock. Thank you, Spirit. That never quite got all the love and compassion and time that they should have, right? So we can learn that and pass it on to our kids. And in that, we're breaking so many curses, so many generational curses, so many chains, so many stereotypes and belief systems that don't need to be. And when we believe that we are our own self and we can love ourselves and love each person around us the same way, and we don't have to know everything and we don't have to agree with everything, but when you can understand some of the different sides of the coins and the different filters people are coming from, how they view things and why they view things the way they do, it's a lot easier to find compassion for them, and sometimes it's a lot easier to help you meet them where they're at when they need that little help to be picked up or stand up or get up and try again. Because sometimes it's hard to get up and sometimes it takes a minute, and that's okay. And healing takes as long as it takes. It's never ending. But the only way to heal it and really truly do better is to love ourselves. And that's a practice that takes a long time to learn. So teach it to your kids now. Because I wish I knew it 25 years ago. But I can't. We can't sit here and be sad about what we don't know. Only just be grateful for what we do know now. And good morning, Tiffany. Just be grateful for what we do know now and share it whenever we can, so that the other people have the opportunity to learn. Alright, so I got 2 self-care. We got love yourself enough to set boundaries. Your time and energy are precious. You get to choose how you use it. You teach people how to treat you by deciding what you will and won't accept. And that's by Anna Taylor. Repeat this affirmation when you feel stressed today. The boundaries I create allow me to shine for myself and for others. And then, compassion for others begins with kindness to ourselves. Carry this affirmation with you today. I am here, right now, and that is enough. And more people need to understand that just showing up for yourself sometimes is the hardest thing you're ever going to do. And once you can master that, which, by the way, if you're showing up every single day, even if it's not always to your best of your ability, the fact that you show up every single day for yourself means you're already a master at it. Now you just got to learn how to show up for yourself in ways that's going to promote you and boost you the way you would boost a best friend, the way you would cheer your best friend on, the way you would tell them what a great job they did and how they should be famous and amazing and all of the things that you believe when you promote your friends, your family, and your loved ones. Because, man, we're good at boosting them up. We're cheerleaders for the whole world. But when we start taking some of that, and don't stop doing that. That's something that should never stop. But when we start taking some of that and understanding, man, who's a better cheerleader than us? We do it for everybody. So why can't we put that into ourselves? And it takes time, and sometimes you gotta lie to yourself, and sometimes you gotta to sit in the mirror and be like, do I really believe that? And you have to repeat it even when you don't believe it, until you do believe it. Because your friends believe it. Sometimes they don't just always tell you. People that care about you believe it. And sometimes they're just too busy lifing to even tell you. But you need to understand, when you take those moments and do that for yourself, you're being your own best friend. And you're doing for you what you've done for others your whole life. And when you do that, if you had to put that into you 20 years ago, imagine where you'd be. You can't be sad about it. You just didn't know. But now that you know, and now that you're learning, just take that time. Every day I say I love you to the mirror, I don't know, at least 10 times while I'm brushing my teeth. And I tell myself I'm strong, I'm abundant. I say thank you to everything, as many, I don't even know how many times I say thank you in a day. And it's changed my perspective. I didn't have a lot of help doing those things. I had to kind of do it myself and retrain my brain. And it's definitely not perfect. And I'm an overthinker, and I was a people pleaser, and because I just didn't want conflict. I didn't want any more abuse and blah, blah, blah. I just didn't want it. But I was allowing it because I just didn't want to. I didn't want to argue. I didn't want to fight. I didn't want to cause problems. So in creating those boundaries, people, first of all, got really upset. But if they were getting upset, then they were doing it because it was benefiting them when you didn't have it. So learning that and understanding that, and starts to teach you, you don't give a shit what anyone else thinks. And when you start cheering yourself on and celebrating yourself like that, you'd be surprised how loud it gets, and how, like, you can actually feel I see my daughter all the time cheering on everybody in her class, in her school, because that's what we do. We celebrate ourselves all the time. We're actually literally becoming professionals at it. And to see her at 6 years old, so happy and so glad to cheer other people on, but cheer herself on too, and it makes me happy. She's so independent, she's kind, she's loving, and she does it with ease. Something that, took me 20 years to learn. So small steps, like, really truly make big giant strides. Okay, so this one is: the universe wove you from a constellation just so. Every atom, every fiber in you comes from a different star. Reconnect with the creative influences you have been drawn to throughout your life, and how they have affected the person you have become. Then we have: almost everything will work again if you unplug it for a few minutes, including you. Yes, it's okay to shut it down. It's okay to hang it up. It's okay to not answer the phone. Sit with a book. Sit and do nothing. Sit and just stare at the wall. Sit beside a tree and just hear the wind blow. Take those moments to yourself and just allow your mind to wander, and understand that you're safe. Good morning, Sarah. When you do that, you get rid of the fight or flight. You don't have to worry about survival mode, and for those small moments you're safe, and then you're responding to situations. You're not reacting. You're not becoming reactive, which was something that I had to learn, and it took a long time. Trauma over trauma over trauma creates more trauma and more bad instincts, and those bad instincts, survival mode, which is good in an emergency, is not good when you have to make decisions for the rest of your life. So when I learn that this moment, I'm safe, and taking that breath and coming back to my center to make these decisions, whatever they are, I'm not doing it out of frustration or need or anything that's taking me off my center. I'm doing it knowing that the decision that I'm making it from a safe place. And then all of a sudden there's not two options. There's three options. There's that option that you never would have saw if you're stuck in fight or flight mode or survival mode. So it's really important to find ways to celebrate yourself, so you can know that in any kind of stress situation you can come back to your center, and from there you can make the decisions that are going to be the best for your life. It truly does make a difference. And then it says, take some time today to unplug today. Turn off your phone, shut down your computer, and reflect on your energy level. How do you feel? Do you need to prioritize yourself more today? And then we have loneliness is the poverty of self. Solitude is the richness of self. Today, be the friend to yourself that your heart most desires in another. And that's actually, I was just talking about that like 5 minutes ago. Not even 5 minutes ago. And I just like when I get the confirmations like that. Because it doesn't really take that much to... It's actually more simple than we even know. We overcomplicate so many things when it comes to self-love and learning our best self because of all the programs and cultures and theories and religious structures and all of the things that people use to bind us in this, we must do it this way, we must do it that way. No. You must live your life on your own terms, and as long as you're not hurting somebody, as long as you're not going out of your way to cause pain or wishing harm on anybody, living your life from your highest best self and healing and doing better, living beyond the mind, we're in our centered space. When we come to that point in life and we truly help ourselves and we raise the vibration of everybody around us naturally, just like breathing, because all we're trying to do is, we're not even trying, we're just being ourselves and we're loving the world, and they can feel that with every compliment, with every good morning, with every thank you, please, holding the door open. Small little things like create huge ripples, and they're free. They don't take nothing but a little bit of time and a little bit of thought. And when we put that thought into something so small, we really can create big changes. And I'm proof of that. I've been through some of the lowest of lows and the highest of highs, so... But I'm not going to let it take me out or be sad or wish anger or harm on anybody, because you never know what they're going through, right? So we got two, and I love these, and I read them because this is the Beyond Lemuria guidebook. It's the deck. But the author, these are all paintings that they did, and they put all the artwork, and then of course the meanings to the cards. They put a lot of research and a lot of time in them, so when I pull them, I like to read them, because to me, somebody that puts that much effort into something they love absolutely deserves to have the respect given to them, right? So, what number is that? 56. Okay, so this one is vulnerability, real strength, holding space, healing past wounds, accepting yourself as you are, sharing from the depths of your heart, raw truths, compassion for others, and removing your armor. Our vulnerability can be one of the greatest gifts we can share. It can also be the hardest. In our society, we are conditioned to put on a facade, to be strong, even in times of difficulty. Paradoxically, being vulnerable is one of the strongest things we can be. It is easy to armor ourselves from the harsh truths that may be too painful to bring to the light of day. However, this causes greater suffering as buried pain becomes shadows. Unprocessed negative experiences can incarnate as much more troublesome traits or insecurities than their origin. When we are truly honest with ourselves, in all our facets, we are vulnerable. The honesty is an important step in discovering our shadows and bringing them into light for healing. Furthermore, when we share our vulnerabilities with others, we allow them to glimpse a deeper part of ourselves. This is fertile soil for trust. It plants the seeds for others to share the places that are most raw or tender for them. Our closest friendships can be formed in this space. The times we feel too uncomfortable to reach out to others can be the very times we need them most. Having compassion and awareness of the struggle and disorientation others may be going through is a valuable contribution to the world. Holding space where others can be vulnerable is a key element of healing work. Self-love is also connected to our ability to be vulnerable, as it allows us to be true to ourselves exactly as we are without judgment. Be vulnerable with yourself or others. It may also be time to step into the role of healer and hold space. Holding space means being fully present, without judgment, in a way that provides a safe, nurturing environment. In this place, guards can be dropped, a deeper level of awareness and relating can unfold, enabling unconditional love and acceptance allows for vulnerabilities to be expressed, for the core of dis-ease to be discovered, and for profound healing to take place. And that just says exactly, that pretty much explains it. Our vulnerabilities are those things that people try to shame us out of talking about or hide behind stereotypes or cultures or religions or whatever it may be. All these things hide behind these masks of whatever they're supposed to be, and when we're stuck behind them and we stay behind them, all we do is let the sadness, the fear, the shame, we let it fester, and then it just keeps this big dark shadow for it to keep nagging at you and bullying you and beating you into oblivion, and not allowing your mind to actually question what's really going on, to understand what the actual truth is, what your truth is, to understand the differences, to understand the similarities, to understand how we're connected, and why some things matter and some things don't, and in your life, and how your life is just a small, tiny little space on a rope. It's so very tiny, and when we can look at it from that perspective, it's a lot easier to be grateful for what we have and not be ashamed. Understand that we've overcome every step of the way, and every time we show up every single day, we're showing how much we overcome. So it's really important when we can recognize those things. Not only can we be more grateful, we can be more compassionate with others and less scared to just be our own true selves. No matter who likes it, who hates it, it's not up to them. It's up to us. And if we can look in our mirror every single day and say, I love you, and I know you're showing up to the best of your ability, doing what you can, learning, and trying to accomplish something better without competition. The only competition is me with myself, you with yourself. There's no comparison or competition with each other. And once we get to that point, we can master the world, and we can all become one and boost each other up where we really need to be, instead of letting all these other things keep us down. Which is kind of funny. This one's Radical Expansion, which I love these. I love the artwork on these so much. Kind of what I was just talking about, but I'm going to read it anyway. Living and loving at full capacity. Being unapologetically you, self-expression, boldness, having a voice, taking up space, expansion, empowerment, owning your true power, being visible in the world, having fun with your magnificence, letting go of judgment, creative exploration, radical ways of being. Good morning, Lily. What would it be like to live, love, and feel at full capacity? Do you imagine what it would be like? This card is about being truly and unapologetically you. The gifts you think are too bold for this world, and those heartfelt experiences you believe you should hold back on, might just light someone up. The physical self-expression that you dull down so you fit in, and those dreams that you see that seem too vast, could be precisely what the world is waiting for. Do you feel you might have the right to take up space? Our auras can expand manifold, but we often choose to keep them tight to our bodies, maybe for safety. But what is this construct in which we have imprisoned ourselves? Where does the subtle, or not too subtle, shame come from? Why not dance our most beautiful dance, dress in a way that makes us feel magnificent, and sing so our voices are heard? Considering the paradigm of our judgment in others can help us expand into authentic expression. We may not be aware of the thoughts that were imprinted on us from a young age through our parents, teachers, society, and the media. Separation and limitation begin with your beliefs around what is acceptable. Sorry, I gotta turn the page. And what is not. Connection and possibility come through owning your power and embracing your responsibility to be more visible in the world. to not shy away from life. It is time for radical ways of being and thinking, and you can start by granting yourself the freedom and creativity to be you. Having a voice is essential for power to shift back to individuals and communities outside of prescribed normality. It is time to unleash your inner rainbow dragon and unapologetically claim your heart-based empowerment and radiantly unconventional gifts, and to have fun with it. It is time for expansion. You can be as big as your energy wants to be. Stop and consider anything that is holding you back. This card is the permission slip that allows you to let go of limiting stories that take up all the space you need. Have fun unleashing who you are, as bold and radical as some of your ideas or offerings might be. Who is to say they are not what the world is waiting for, what the world wants? Take note of any judgment of authentic expression towards yourself or others. Be mindful that creatively exploring unrefined expression may be what is needed right now. Remember to center yourself in your heart and be the masterpiece your soul always wanted you to be. And I was literally just talking about that, so that was again just confirmation. The more we do and live to be our best self and do what makes us happy, people are going to see that joy, and they're going to want to find out what makes them joyful. And it doesn't have to be perfect. Nothing's perfect. And if you're going to fall forward. There's no failing, because truly it's just another lesson to help you move forward and teach you how to do things better. And I don't even want to say better, because there's many different ways that things can be done. So when we get into the better or worse or any of those things, it's truly every day is better, because every day you show up, you're going to be a little bit better than the day before. And that's where our comparison is with ourselves. It's only where it should ever be. And when we get to that point, the opportunity to move forward and the amount of paths that open up for us every single day are just profound, really, truly profound. The hard part sometimes is getting caught up trying to decide which one to take. And if you're going to take a bunch of them, you got to be prepared for all the work that comes with each one of them. I learned that the hard way. And that's okay, because I'm okay with it, because when it all pulls together, it's going to be so worth it. And it's already proving to be worth it, and it's pretty exciting to me. Ooh, I like that. Want to give me one more? What time you got? Okay, give me one more. Last shuffle. Alright, bottom of the deck it is. Alright, so we got 1122. It's a great shift. Transformation, spiritual awakening, manifestation, unity, alignment, fulfillment, and expansion. First, acknowledge the positive changes unfolding as a result of your hard work. Then, open your mind to new possibilities and allow yourself to explore new avenues. I was just talking about that. Many positive shifts are on the horizon. The world around you is aligning with your intentions, supporting your growth and dreams. I love when Spirit confirms with me that's 1122, one of my favorite numbers. I just love that when I'm talking about something, Spirit just literally confirms it for me. And then we have 0220. Act on your idea. Practical goals, divine timing, ambition, collaboration, discipline, progress, opportunity, growth. Good fortune is on your side, and with wise judgment, you can achieve your goals. Now is the perfect time to reach new heights. Recognize this pattern and act on your potential. Your plans are about to flourish. You're on the brink of a spectacular ascent. Embrace the opportunities ahead. Sometimes I need to learn to read. I don't think it's the reading. I just need to learn to speak better, because that was a struggle. And then we got 0606. Commitment. Loyalty, responsibility, truth, love, light, spiritual growth, and solutions. Living with honesty and light every day is a powerful way to cultivate a peaceful and meaningful life. By embracing truth, you unlock solutions and comfort. Let go of worries by expressing your emotions authentically and regularly. Open your heart to the future, because the best is yet to come. Truly, that's what it is. And the more you look forward, you're just keeping your eyes open for the opportunities that are coming. And we don't look back. The only time we're going to look back are their quick little reviews back, okay? And that's just so you can see how far you come, just to see how many steps you've come ahead. If there's lessons where you might need to learn, I don't want to say relearn, something that you might have missed in the last one, then by all means go look back and see what the lesson is and learn it and then move forward. But we're not looking back to stay there. We're only doing it when we can pick up those missed lessons and really truly learn from them, so that moving forward we can be our best self. I like that one. Give me a couple more because I gotta go in 5 minutes. But I would like to have a couple more. Alright. I like these ones because they're the affirmations, and when I speak all this time about reprogramming our thoughts and not allowing all these things to keep us down or keep us in anxiety or fear, that's the reason why I talk about these. So when those things creep up into your mind, you replace them with some of these affirmations, and when you do that, then you're reminding your mind that you're safe, and now you're not being so reactive. You're able to come back to your center and make decisions from a much better perspective. So every time you can change your mindset, change your thought process from something negative to something positive, every single time you do that is an absolute win, because you're on purpose, one, noticing those bad thoughts. So once you notice them, they can't be hidden anymore. And when you notice them, you have the opportunity to change them. And when you change them with an affirmation or something good instead of something negative, you're planting the seeds for the future that you're just waiting to come. I don't know what to say waiting, because you're taking action, and everything you do just shows the universe what you truly want to manifest. And when you're doing that, getting rid of the negativity and retraining your brain for the positivity, all that effort you're putting in, you're going to see it. And you might not see it in 2 seconds, but when you stop and think and you take that little look back that you should do more often than most people do, you're really going to notice how far you've come, and you're really going to have something to celebrate. And that's really the exciting part, and it's 1:01 on the clock as I say that. Thank you, Spirit. I can expand time when I'm inspired. So I think that was Spirit telling me I don't have just 5 minutes, but I'm not going to. I still have only a few. I don't want to push it. All that I love is more important to me than all that I fear. And this one is one of the best ones you can ever say to yourself. Because in times of fear, in those times when you're worried about what people are going to say, or to be honest, if they don't sign your paycheck, even if they do, you can make your own paycheck. I'm not saying quit your job and just do whatever, but start expanding your mind and finding all the ways that bring you joy, because when you look into those ways that bring you joy, there's going to be somewhere in there that can help you thrive, right? That was a gift that was given to you when you were born. That was your abundance. So the more we start loving ourselves and showing up for ourselves, we really do get to teach ourselves how to love ourselves, find our joy, and find our abundant path. So this one is replace that fear with love every single time. If you remember any one of them, this is the one to remember. And speak it. Speak it. Whisper it to yourself. Say it in your mind, but speak it out loud. Spew it out into the universe. You're spewing love and positivity and light. And there's nothing ever bad going to come from that, okay? I'm ready to go big. Rise up and step into my power. This is a great one when you're calling back your power. It's a great one when you're feeling anxious. It's a great one when you feel negativity. When you call back your power and when you understand that you have the power is always in you, and your decisions and your choices and your thoughts. When you make those decisions and you understand that, you're going to create huge changes in your life. You just have to learn to practice it, and you have to learn to say it and remind your brain. So this is another one. These are also good. That's why I do them every time I come on here because it's so important. It's pretty wild how one small little sentence, one small little thing can actually change your entire trajectory in life. Truly it can. And I'm proof of that. So compassion is my compass. I'm willing to hold space for the experience of others. And it's, just understanding that we all have a different story and we all have our struggles and we all have those things. And we don't make excuses for anybody. But we don't go trying to judge or compare or say you should be this or you should be that. What we do understand is, okay, they're at a different space at a different time, and maybe they're not ready to hear or learn or understand that lesson. And when we get to that point, we can understand that and we can treat people with more compassion, which in turn is going to help them find the strength to really truly learn what it is they need to learn. So you're not only helping yourself, you're helping others. It's really, really a huge thing. My power lies in my peaceful presence. All those opportunities when things try to rile you up or get you upset or take you out of your happy place. Oh, trust me, and I was the queen of that, and I'm still not perfect. We all can get ranged up pretty quickly. I am very, the amount of calm from then to now, especially just personally, it's 180 degrees. Like, it's just mind-blowing. I've learned how to kind of learn to take the breath, think about it, understand, and find the peaceful place to respond. Or not respond, and understand that that's also my choice. I can do what I want to do, and I'm going to do what makes me happy and not worry about anybody else. I'm not outwardly trying to hurt anybody, but if I hurt somebody that I had to cut them off for my own peace, then I'm okay with wearing that villain badge. And it took a long time to learn that and to be okay with that. But once you are okay with that, it's a pretty wonderful thing to accept, and it's a pretty good place to come back to in times of stress, because you understand exactly where your peaceful place is, right? And that's pretty exciting. Good morning, Mel. Oh, good afternoon, Mel. Sorry, I'm used to it being morning when I come on here. That was a little much. Spirit knows I love these, so they just sent me out like a whole bunch. But you got a little excited there. Okay, I can do another 5 minutes, but can we not throw the cards at me next time? Be a little less excited about it. However, I'll look at the bottom of the deck. Thank you for the likes. I appreciate that. Return to heart. These are my favorite. Again, it's just more affirmations. And I don't care. If just one sticks in your brain and you get a negative thought today and you can return it into something, one of these, that's a win for me. That's a win for you. And that's a win for everybody around you. So I'm never going to stop sharing these. This is the best little deck that I could have ever got. And I'm going to share it because it only takes one. Just one. Return to heart. I breathe light and stick to the essential for my soul, the present moment. I calm my thoughts, I focus on my heart, and find space to be where my light and greatness are. I find peace and inner silence. Truly, it's as long as we can return to heart, return to home, return to our center, we're in a place where we're always going to win, okay? We're always winning, even when it feels sometimes like we're losing. Find the place in center, because when you find that, you're finding the lesson. And when you find the lesson and you learn the lesson, oh, you're winning. Oh, you're so winning. You might not know it at the moment, but give it a little time. And when you look back, you're going to almost have a stroke when you realize how far you've come and how much you actually won. So if you think nothing else, remember this. Coming back to here, coming back to this moment, to understanding where you're safe and where you're yourself and where your happiness is. Coming back to that is a win all day long. It never stops being a win. Gratitude, next win. I am aware of the light in my life. I direct my thoughts to the beauty in and around me. I give thanks to God for every little thing that brings me joy. Thus, I enlighten my thoughts, Riches surround me, and I appreciate all that life brings me. And I'm telling you, I used to be the biggest worrier, the biggest, what if this, what if that? And I can think of every bad thing that could happen. But man, ask me about some good things that could happen, and I struggled. And I still struggle with that sometimes. I'm learning a lot, but uh, I couldn't come up with 2 positive things that could happen, but I could come up with 10, 20, 30 negative things. When you start being grateful, you can't be grateful and negative or worried or anxious or in fear and being grateful at the same time. You can't. It's impossible. So when you replace those negative thoughts with gratitude, and by coming back to self and self-love and gratitude, it empowers you, and it makes you one of the strongest human beings on the planet. And really, truly, gratitude, gratitude, gratitude. I talk about it so much. I'm like a broken record, and I don't even feel bad for it, because I just know. I've seen both ends of the spectrum, so when I say it, I absolutely mean it. And then we have being true. I am true to myself and others. I remove my mask and stop creating illusions. I have confidence in who I am, and I reveal the good in me. I do not need to hide or prove anything. I replace shame with the power of love and truth. And when you're just being yourself, you shouldn't have to explain yourself. You should never have to do anything that makes you feel bad for just being you. If you're not hurting anybody, and you're not being malicious or trying to create problems in somebody's life, you just being you is absolutely what this world needs. So don't ever stop doing that. And remember these affirmations. These are such simple little ones that can create big change. So, shining light. My desire to improve myself transforms fear into strength. I raise my thoughts above doubt and find faith in the goodness of the universe. I love and accept myself as a soul, and I discover the light that dwells in me. One step at a time. I see the mountain ahead and dedicate myself to taking one small step at a time. I was just talking about all these. I love that these are the ones they spit out. I make progress by staying focused on the present moment, the current task. Thus I regain my ease of living. And then release. I stop fighting my fears and the hardships of life. I control my thoughts, live in the present moment, and accept each stage of life. I work on what I have power over and put into God's hands what I can't change. I trust that everything will work out for the best. And right behind that is trust. I trust life and my strengths. Each moment guides me to the light. Everything on my path is placed there for my growth. And then guidance. In times of uncertainty, I ask God to guide me to the light in my being. I am directed to the doors that will open inner freedom to me and step forward in trust. I release my fate to God, and my faith is rewarded. Welcome, Melvina. And then positive thinking. My life is full of small patches of light. I direct my thoughts to that which brings me well-being. I place what is weighty for me into the hands of the universe. Little by little, the light awakens in my being, and I find serenity. And then vitality. I am a being of light. I accept the divine energy in my body, and every one of my cells regenerates. These affirmations are ones that once you can learn to say them to yourself in any times of anxiety, you're winning, because you're coming back to your best self. You're coming back to that center, best known as you, and you're able to be present in that moment right then and there, in this now, and understand that you're safe, everything is okay, and that's how you can move forward. And every time when you move forward from that space, as opposed to fight or flight or survival mode or victim mindset, when you move from a space of I am safe and I am here now in the present, I'm safe, everything is good, and you make decisions from that point, you truly, truly get to experience your opportunities. Okay, and I like to pull one from, I'm guided much by angel numbers and synchronicity, so I absolutely love intuition. Look at that. Okay, so we got, yes, your soul knows exactly which way you are meant to go, but you need to release what does not serve you in this current situation so your soul can lead you there. Only then can you be guided by your intuition rather than other people's negativity, opinions, beliefs, and expectations. Silence your mind from distractions so that you can feel our loving presence and hear your intuition that is built within. Pay attention to our gentle nudges through signs and synchronicities that we send you to know that we are helping you on your journey. We also want you to be mindful of your emotions. Ensure that they do not override or interfere with any decisions you need to make. Respond when you are in a calm and collective state so you can articulate yourself more coherently. Be guided by your feelings and led by your calm thoughts, and doors of opportunities and reconcilements will transpire. Intuition is like a muscle. To develop it, you must listen. When you have developed the ability to listen, allow it to be your internal compass to always guide you in the right direction. And that's pretty much how I've been living my life for, well, a long time. I'm just getting better at it now, so that's actually a good thing. So I have to get off here. I gotta get ready to go get my daughter. But if you look at my other videos, it talks about my tea. So if you are interested, you can private message me or email me, and we can figure it out. I know I can ship all through Canada and in the U.S. I don't know what the shipping cost for the U.S. is, but if you are truly interested, just hit me up and we can figure it out from there. I can't promise that I'll be on tomorrow because the internet and TikTok just doesn't seem to like to let me go live all the time. But I will do my best. And it's the weekend. I will try to come on at least once in the weekend. Usually I try to go for 2 or 3 days a week. Either way, just remember gratitude, gratitude, gratitude. Positive affirmations. Really, really affirm who you are so you can believe who you are, so you can really find your safe, happy place. And when you get there, that's when you can start making big changes for yourself. If I don't see you guys again this weekend, I will be back next week. I love you guys. I hope you have a really great weekend. And go check out some of my other posts. They have some of my artwork and my my teas and all the stuff that I like to make for sale if people are interested. But I know that there's a lot of love, creativity, and research and time been put into a lot of these. So if you're interested, let me know and we can have a conversation, okay? I gotta get off here or I could just talk forever. I love you guys. I hope you have a wonderful day. And I'll try to be on one more time this weekend. No promises, but I'm gonna try. I love you guys.